Hey everybody, it's Cindy with Monarch Mom DIY. I am here today. I'm so excited. This is my first ever collaboration with other YouTube creators. I've been on YouTube for about a year and 4 months, 3 or 4 months, and this is my first collaboration, so I'm very excited. If you are coming to my channel today because of the collaboration, I want to say welcome. Thanks so much for coming. Please make sure you let me know in the comments whose channel you came over from on our collab playlist. Those of you that have been here before, welcome back. I'm sure you will love all the rest of the videos by the other amazing creators that are involved in this collaboration as well. Please make sure to check out the playlist and all their channels in the description box below, and let them know that Cindy from Monarch Mom DIY sent you over. This collaboration is called Craft It 3 Ways. And first I want to give a shout out to Kat from According to Kat, and she is hosting this challenge, and also Casey from Coffee with My Sunshine is co-hosting. So I will have both of their channels in the description box below. Please make sure to check out their channels. Say hello, let them know Cindy sent you over there, and go ahead and watch a bunch of their great videos because they both have really great ideas. So for this collaboration, I was very excited about it. Craft It 3 Ways could have been the same item used 3 different ways, or 3 different home decor DIYs with the same theme. I kind of did both. So please be sure to stick around, give this video a thumbs up. I'm excited to share with you my take on Craft It 3 Ways. My first project is using 6 of these mini wooden crates from Michael's, 3 of the bamboo cutting boards from Dollar Tree, 3 of these plastic terrarium planters, some artificial succulents, and some of these little white pebbles also found at Dollar Tree. The first thing I'm going to do is take some Gorilla Wood glue, and I am gluing all 6 of these wooden crates together so that they are standing tall. Now you'll see I started by gluing them in pairs and then glued the 3 pairs together. So I'm using also some of these little mini craft clamps from Dollar Tree. They are very handy to make things stay together when the glue is drying. So I've been trying to use what I have in my stash or stay home. You can order these mini crates from Michael's. They're normally 99 cents, but a lot of times they have like 20% off your entire purchase. So you have to order a minimum of 12 of these at a time, but really for like 12, 13 bucks, you get 12 of them shipped to your house. It's a pretty good deal. So once all 6 of them were glued together, I'm taking the Antique Wax by Waverly. Of course, this is optional. You can leave the natural wood if you'd like. I just, for my bathroom, I really wanted the darker look on this wood. So what you do with this is I just took a foam paintbrush from Dollar Tree and cut a piece of the foam off. I'm wiping it on, and then you're just going to take a cloth. Some people have told me they use a baby wipe to wipe the excess away, and I just love how this wax makes the grain of the wood show through. It looks so nice. This was a little bit of a tedious process doing between like all the slats and everything, but trust me, it is worth the time for the look that you get. And here's what it looks like when it was all stained. I did not stain the very top of it because I'm going to be putting something else there as a shelf. And what I'm going to do is take 3 of these bamboo cutting boards. Now, if you can't find these, you could use 3 or 4 small signs from Dollar Tree or Dollar General. I just happened to have a bunch of these that I wanted to use, so I'm using 3 of these bamboo cutting boards, and I'm giving them each just a light coat front, back, and all the sides with white Waverly chalk paint. And then I'm going to glue them together end to end. You are going to have to let this glue dry for a while because it's such a small area that you're gluing them. You'll see I'm putting my sander down. I'm just putting heavy things to hold them together until they are completely dry. Once my shelf is completely dry, I'm going to put wood glue on my unfinished side. Well, after I sand it down a little bit, just to make sure it's as even as possible. Then I'm going to put wood glue on the top of my shelf and glue it down to my white bamboo cutting boards. Trying to line up the center where my middle 2 crates are glued together with the middle of the cutting boards. And again, I'm going to put something heavy on here until my wood glue is completely dry. Chalk paint is good, especially if it's pretty full. Just some added pressure to keep everything together. I decided I wanted to use a little bit of my nautical rope just to do some trim around the sides and the front of the white shelf. So pretty easy. I'm just doing a little bit of hot glue and then straightening out as straight as possible the nautical rope along the hot glue. The next thing I wanted to add to my shelf are 3 of these terrarium planters. Now, I have found these push pins with the little hook at Dollar Tree, or you could use little eye screws. Either way, but these push pins were really nice because the wood is so soft. I could just kind of push the 3 of them in where my 2 pairs of crates meet, if that makes sense. So I'm doing one right in the middle, and then one between my 5th and 6th crates, and one between my 1st and 2nd crates. Like I said, if you can't find these, you can screw in those little eye hooks, I think they're called, and then you would just have to use a little piece of twine or something to hang the planters. But they have this hoop on the top, and so if you just clip them into that little hook, they will hang here from the bottom of the shelf. I don't know why I had such a hard time getting that 3rd one on, but anyway, showing you how these will hang from the bottom of the shelf. There we go. Okay, so I'm taking some of this small white pebble and I'm just putting some in the bottom of each of my planters. I'd say if you used one full package, you could just split it in thirds. I had a little bit left from a previous package, but I think it's called gravel, actually, this little white small rock gravel in the floral section at Dollar Tree, just to have a little base there for the succulents then that I'm going to just place inside. I'm not gluing these in or anything. I should say this piece that I'm putting in here is, I believe, from Hobby Lobby. I have never found this kind at Dollar Tree. I had it from a different project, and so that's what I'm putting in the middle one. And then just a couple of these other little succulents from Dollar Tree, taking them out of the plastic container and the foam and just setting them in there. So that is what it looks like, and here it is on the wall in my bathroom above the toilet. I just love it. You can decorate it on the top however you'd like. I will say that on the back, to get it to hang, I did hot glue and then nail 2 little sawtooth hangers on the back. And I just really love this. It was a little bit elaborate to put together, but I just love how simple and beautiful it is. For my next project, I am taking a canvas that I no longer wanted, a bunch more of the succulents, some chicken wire, staple gun, floral wire, and small terracotta pots from Walmart. They're the ones that are like 42 cents each, I believe. So my first step is to take out all the staples on the back of this canvas. Now, before I start getting comments about destroying someone's artwork, I'm the one that painted the thing on the front, so you know, it was one of those wine painting classes and I never really liked how it turned out. So here's the lovely wooden frame that is under the canvas. And it's got a little bit of an edge there. It's really kind of cool. All I'm going to do once I get all the staples out is I'm going to give this a coat of Moss Waverly chalk paint. It's not the darkest green, but it's a pretty dark sage green. I like this color and I use it a lot when I'm doing projects with succulents. So this goes on really nice. I only gave it 1 coat because it was okay to me if a little of the wood still shone through. Next, I'm moving on to 8 of these small terracotta pots. I'm using kind of a dry brush technique with white Waverly chalk paint, just so it kind of looks chippy, not necessarily covered perfectly. And I did do the bottoms and went down about halfway on the inside as well. Next, I have cut a piece of chicken wire from Walmart to fit the back side of my frame, and just using my staple gun. Oh gosh, I believe I got this a while ago at like Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm just going to go around and stretch the chicken wire and staple it so that it is secured, and try to make sure it doesn't pucker or waver, if you know what I mean, so it's completely flat. And here's what it looks like when it's all the way stapled to the back of my frame. If you want to, you can take some sandpaper and kind of roughen up your paint job if you want to make it look a little bit more rustic, but that's completely up to you. The next step is to take some floral wire from Dollar Tree. This is just what I had on hand. It is the thinner wire. It is not the thicker one that comes in like purple and gold and is pretty thick. This is a thinner one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it a couple times around the top of my pot, using hot glue when needed to secure it. Wrap it twice around, and then I'm going to twist it in the back. You'll have to use hot glue probably on the front and the back, just so the wire doesn't slip around. So you're going to do that to all 8 of your mini pots, and then lifting up your frame with your chicken wire, you can see here I'm just poking the 2 sides of the wire kind of around a vertical piece of the chicken wire and twisting it to secure it, and then I'm going to put a little dot of hot glue so it doesn't untwist, and then if you want you can trim off any excess. So here I'm kind of laying out how I'm going to arrange the 8 pots. I kind of have them going side to side and kind of staggered just randomly on the chicken wire. And here's what it looks like when they're all secured with the wires. The next step, I'm using some of this wet floral foam. I don't know why they call it wet. I think you can put water in it, but this is again just what I had on hand. So I'm going to cut it into 8 small pieces and then hot glue these into the pots. And here's what our pots look like with the little piece of foam inside them. Next, I'm going to take some of this Spanish moss. Again, I had this on hand. These were great crafts for using up a bunch of products that I had. I'm going to use a little hot glue again and just place a little bit of moss on the top of each piece of floral foam just so you don't see that green. I will also tell you that I used a little bit too much hot glue at first, and then it was really hard to stick the succulent in, so go easy on the hot glue. You don't need a ton, and you can then use some scissors to trim away any extra. Here's all 8 of our little pots with the Spanish moss, and then our last step for the pots is just to take 8 of these succulents that I've had since probably last spring. I did, like I said, because I had too much hot glue, had to take a pencil or scissors to poke a hole and then be able to get my succulents into the pots. And here it is with all 8 of the succulents. Here I'm showing you I'm taking a little bit more of the antique wax, I believe, with some water and really watering it down and just kind of using it to dirty up, I call it, the frame, just so it didn't look quite so perfect. I wanted it to look maybe like it's been outside in the garden for a while, maybe has some dirt on it. So just adding a little bit of that brown color around the edge of the frame as a last finishing touch for our project. And here's how it looks once that paint has dried. I just really love how this turned out, and I can't wait to show you on my wall. Here it is in the bathroom. The walls are already a light green color, and I put it in the center of this wall with 2 of these succulent canvas pictures from Dollar Tree as well. So this is opposite wall from where the shelf is hanging. Okay guys, my third project is pretty simple. I'm using, again, more succulents. I have 3 recycled canned chicken cans, some clothespins from Dollar Tree, and some Spanish moss. So my original, I don't know, inspiration for this was a project, actually multiple projects I've seen, where they take the clothespins and they clip them to the can. And even at this point, that's still what I was kind of planning to do. 36 clothespins come in this container, and it was going to take about 23 of them. I was just kind of eyeballing it to go around the can. So I'm going to count out 23 here, and I'm going to take the clothespins off the metal, so both halves off the metal, like you see me doing here, because I want to paint or stain the wood. So here I'm trying to show you that metal, and you just kind of twist it and take the pieces off. So I have antique wax here you can use, but I've also wanted to show you this shoe polish that you can get at Dollar Tree. It comes with like 3 different colors, and it's like this little foam brush. I decided to use this because it was kind of fast and one step. So you kind of push down on the foam, and then it like comes out and you just wipe it on. So I decided to do that to 23 clothespins, but that ended up being like 46 halves. So it did take a little bit of time, but by the time I was done with the last one, the first one was dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with my brown shoe polish here to my clothespins. And this is what it looks like when they're all done. I decided though that because when you clip the clothespin to the tin, it doesn't go all the way down. I'm going to actually just hot glue the halves, but first I'm going to take this other piece of wet foam, and it almost fit perfectly in my chicken can. I will use Spanish moss, but I decided once I kind of get an idea of how much I'm going to need, I need to put my clothespins around the tin first. So I'm going to use just a little bit like that. All right, so I decided to go ahead and hot glue because here I'm going to show you it doesn't cover the whole can, and I don't really like that. So I'm going to just hot glue the halves going around. And the good news about this is then with a package of clothespins, you could actually do 2 of these because you're only using half of the clothespin, you know, to go around. So here I'm just going to hot glue. I wanted the side that was usually on the inside is what I'm going to glue to the can, if that makes sense. So you're just going to see that one line on the piece of wood. So here I went all the way around. I love it. It's so unique and like natural looking. It did take 31 halves to go around. Then I'm going to take, I never use this jute twine that's green. It came in a pack of 3, like with 2 plain color and 1 green. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use the green because I never use it. So that line that was on the clothespins, it's like a little dent, an indentation. I'm going to go 2 times around with this green twine from Dollar Tree. It is kind of thin, so I thought I would go around twice with it. And I'm just hot gluing it, attaching it with hot glue. No bow or not, just hot gluing it. Then I'm going to use a little bit more hot glue to get some of this Spanish moss inside on top of the floral foam. And the last step is very simple. I'm just going to take 3 succulents, again from Dollar Tree. I have this purplish one, this green one, and then this last one was on a clip. That's why it doesn't have a very long stem. So that one I'm going to have to just kind of glue and set on top. So poke a hole, stick your succulents in, hot glue them if you want to. I am going to end up putting this, I think, on its side, so I did want to make sure they were all glued in. But I just love how natural these succulents look. I do know that sometimes the succulents at Dollar Tree are kind of plasticky looking. I think these are very realistic looking. And I am just hot gluing everything in. And this, you actually already saw it, was on top of the shelf over the toilet in the bathroom. It was on its side. So I just really like how this turned out just using something like clothespins and shoe polish. So it's amazing. It even kind of looks like a little bucket. What do you call it? With the wood slats. So, so cute. Here I just wanted to show you a couple of the other succulent decor that I used in my master bathroom as well. I will link the videos that show how I made these. This was a set of 3 pictures, and then I used wall stickers. This was using a planter hanger, some jute twine, and 3 more of those canned chicken cans with succulents, and there's like little those little white pebbles inside as well. And you can see those at the end of this video, and in the description box I will link them below. Okay guys, so like I mentioned earlier in the video, this collaboration is hosted by Kat from According to Kat. So here I can show you a little bit of her channel. She does a lot of similar type of videos to myself, a lot of Dollar Tree, a lot of Farmhouse decor, and I really love her sweet personality and the creations that she makes. So please be sure to check out her channel. And let me hop over to Casey's channel, Coffee with My Sunshine. Here's her channel, very creative. So be sure to check out her channel as well. Let's see. Well, this is not actually her channel. Let's go to her channel. Here we go. All right, there she is. There's Casey with Coffee with My Sunshine. And again, a lot of DIYs using Dollar Tree items, trash to treasure. So please be sure, like I said, to head over to both of their channels, check them out, subscribe, let them know that I sent you over. Those of you that have come over from one of the other channels or just from the playlist of the collaboration, I wanted to show you my channel. You can go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you join our DIY family. And you can see here just some examples of some dupes that I've done. I've done a couple of Craft My Stash where I let my subscribers choose the items I use. I've got all sorts of Farmhouse decor using Dollar Tree items and other things. I also make planners and I post those. So I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can stick around, and we'll see you soon. Well, that's it for this video, you guys. Thanks again so much for joining. Again, make sure you watch the other videos in the playlist. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Here I'm going to link some other videos that might be of interest to you. And thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.